Welcome to the 2019 Spooktacular episode on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No one! Hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello, welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I am your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. Hello to you, Jackie.
Hello. But you know what? Sam isn't here because he's a butthole that's out having fun in Las Vegas.
Then who the fuck is this hairy bearded guy sitting across from me?
Well, he did get a bearded guy for this episode. This is Tucker.
Tucker is here.
Hey.
Yeah, fan requested Tucker.
In fact, not just fan requested. Let's dial this up here. On Twitter, Scotian Original, his name is Christopher, at Stinker Madness, re-listened to your Commando episode and would love to know where else I can hear that Tucker guy because he is hilarious. Can't find any If We Made It episodes, so I'm just curious about him. So, Tucker, tell us who you are, where you've been, and why anybody should like you.
And if you have STDs, because we need to know if we need to clean that chair later.
Obviously.
I'm still trying to figure out who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where people can find me. I don't know what I'm doing. I did have a podcast called If We Made It, but I don't know. It's not on iTunes anymore.
Oh, it isn't?
Or anything. I don't think so.
Why would
no,
they
because
take
I
it off?
stopped. I don't know how to host things.
Oh.
Like back when I did that, I was like paying a thing
Mm-hmm.
because I was skating by on what I could figure out.
Right.
I'm not very smart. So I was paying to host. I could only do a certain amount of episodes. I would put them up on like MediaFire so people could download them. So a bunch of them are there. I think it's ifwemadeit.blogspot.com. You can find all the past episodes and there's a download link. You can go to that and get them there if they're still up.
Okay.
And a lot of them still are. The ones that didn't have like copyright notices against them and stuff.
Right,
Because I did use a lot of, like I said, I didn't know or care.
Right. We don't either. Who gives
Plus,
a shit?
It was like, there were podcasts and people listened to podcasts, but no one gave a shit.
No one gave a shit at that point.
Yeah.
This was back in the before time.
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago.
It's been longer than that, I think, hasn't it?
Since you guys stopped doing the podcast, somewhere
Maybe
in there.
since we stopped, yeah.
Yeah. How many episodes did you guys end up cranking out?
I want to say like 211 or something like that.
And your format was different than ours because we usually talk about just one movie per episode, but you guys usually did like 5 or 6 movies per episode.
Yeah, they were a little excessive.
Yeah.
I think that's what drove Jeff out. He was like, I have fucking things to do.
Sometimes
I can't watch all these movies.
Yeah, right.
I have a job.
Family, things that I
like,
care about that aren't your face.
Neglect those things. Neglect them.
For the sake of me.
We're doing Wes Craven Fest. Have some priorities.
Well, we miss you guys. So.
Oh, thanks. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
but I do have a I don't know when it's coming out. I was on another podcast, I was going to say, talking about River's Edge.
okay.
It's a new Keanu Reeves podcast. They're going through the entire Keanu Reeves catalog,
Oh.
but they haven't started releasing them yet, but they're on the Eavesdrop podcast network.
Eavesdrop Podcast Network.
Eavesdrop.
Okay.
And what about the STD question? Are you going to answer that or
Oh, what was that?
Do you have STDs and do we need to wipe down that chair?
Oh, no. I'm clean.
Oh, good. All right.
Let's wipe it down anyways.
You should wipe it down anyways.
Yeah. Just let's be safe.
I don't know. He's got a beard.
We didn't wipe it down before.
Yeah,
you
you probably
here.
have
You
STDs
Sam
from
juice,
Sam.
because you're sitting in Sam's chair.
Oh, you should still wipe it off when I leave, though.
Right.
No.
We should announce that Sam is absent, and that's why we are not doing a standard episode because he's down enjoying some time with
Viva Las Vegas.
friend of the show, Roman, who lives in Las Vegas, so that's where Sam is. And last week, we apologize, everybody, because Jackie and I had a horrendous flu, as you can still hear by the massive amount of phlegm that is buried in my throat still. So our Halloween Spooktoberfest kind of got fucked up thanks to everything. Thanks to Earth. Yeah, it's blame Obama for it. So this week, we're going to do some streaming do's and don'ts. Tucker's got some films that he thinks you guys will give a shit about that he wants to talk about. And then we're going to do a little pop quiz Hotshot at the end of this. So hopefully...
I've got one movie I want to talk about.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe
Bring that on you guys right now.
Maybe I could finish saying what I was saying.
No.
I'm done.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's not how this podcast works.
Okay. All right.
I get to interrupt and be weird, and this is my only outlet for my inner weirdness to shine.
Yeah, the rest of the time, I just lock you in the bathroom.
Yeah. I mean, now that I've got a job, too, out in public, I start next month.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, remember what it's like to have manners and shit. I'm like, oh my God. These poor people.
You're going to have to
bathe.
bathe.
That a lot. I think about it a lot. I think about, like, what if I forget how to behave?
I know. It's like, shit.
That's why I will not. Like, I see people out in sweatpants, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop this. Go home, put on clothes. The slightest effort to be a part of something that's not selfish. Put on some pants.
See,
come back out.
That's what you're doing with your time, Tucker. You're just going to Walmart and yelling at randos that are in there.
That's right.
Right.
That's where you can find me.
Important stuff. All right, let's get into this, guys. On streaming do's and don'ts, we're going to start out with Pumpkinhead, currently streaming on Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Epix.
Oh, wow. It was everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty widely available film. I was pleasantly surprised by Pumpkinhead because, as Tucker and I were discussing before we started recording, I thought Pumpkinhead was going to be really stupid, like what's that turkey Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving stupid.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was a straight laced horror movie.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised too, because we had mentioned that it seemed like it was going to be like a full moon type thing, but it was a really solid. I was most impressed with Lance Henriksen.
Right?
Like, I love Lance Henriksen. He's great and everything,
right.
Of course. But I'm like, yeah, Lance Henriksen. And then, did you want to say what the movie was about? Did I cut off your?
Well, yeah, maybe just to catch everybody up. After a group of bikers accidentally murder a young boy named Billy Harley, his father, Ed Harley, is devastated, and the only thing he wants is revenge, and goes to an old woman who is said to be a witch and conjures a demonic creature known as Pumpkinhead, and with revenge on his mind, unleashes them upon the bikers.
Right. So when his son gets killed by these doofuses,
these hotshot dipshits,
these two brothers named Joel and was it Steve?
I think it was Steve.
There was a Steve.
He was very Steve-esque.
Yeah.
If his name wasn't Steve, his parents fucked that up.
But after that, when Lance Henriksen comes back, because he's left him at the store with his dog, blah, 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 he comes back and finds him. And suddenly I was like, watching Lance Henriksen's performance over the next couple scenes, I was tearing up.
Oh,
wow.
Like,
what the hell's going on? I was like, this is a stupid movie.
No one has ever said about Lance Henriksen ever. Right now, he's going,
or Pumpkinhead,
holy shit.
Probably. But I was like, man, Henriksen's killing it. Really feeling for him.
I'm going to put you in check because just a few scenes after that, he is in the cabin with the witch old woman, who I thought was really cool, like really good makeup. Of course, we should note that it's Stan Winston's directorial debut, so of course the makeup's really goddamn good.
Yeah.
But he flubs this scene where he has to start screaming at her in pain, and it is borderline. You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yeah, that's why I want to focus on the early scene.
Right.
The early part of this movie.
Yeah, he goes back straight into Lance Henriksen about halfway through. Jackie, your thoughts on Pumpkinhead?
It looked like a weird E.T.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was alien-esque, yeah.
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 So he didn't really look like a pumpkin to me.
Well, he definitely doesn't have a pumpkin head. He's not.
No.
Which is like, what the
Sleepy
shit
Hollow.
is this?
Yeah.
But
He's called that because he was buried in the Pumpkin Patch Cemetery.
Right?
oh, yep, totally missed that.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you call him like Pumpkin Grave?
Pumpkin Cemetery guy.
Pumpkin Cemetery guy?
That's just not a good title.
No.
Yeah, it's not as scary.
Well, Pumpkinhead's not very scary either. It's kind of like, I mean,
I wrote down the rhyme.
Oh, okay. Let's
yeah, he
hear
has
it.
a song.
I feel like
ready.
there's a part because these kids start taunting this other kid that Pumpkinhead's going to get him. And I think there's a part that you can't really make out any of it where other people are talking over it.
Okay,
Dialogue over
all
it. But keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of living. His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unforgiving. Bolted doors and windows barred, guard dogs prowling in the yard. Pumpkinhead, Pumpkinhead, won't protect you till you're dead. Nothing will from Pumpkinhead, so keep away from Pumpkinhead. And that's when everybody goes, stop it! Stop it, Billy! You're scaring me! Because they're so scared.
Right.
Oh,
The taunting that is happening.
He won't protect you until you're dead?
That's what I mean, I was going from that and the subtitles.
So
I
if you're
assumed they were accurate.
I would go with the
if you're
assumption too.
dead, what's he doing? I'm protecting you. Does he just
Doesn't
like
make
hang out?
sense.
Like just stand on your grave and be like, I'm making sure nobody pisses on this?
He won't protect you till you're dead. So he
Or
only
ever.
he only comes. Yeah, he doesn't protect you.
Yeah,
really.
how about it? He doesn't do anything
He
like that.
seeks revenge.
Yeah, right.
For others that were murdered.
Well, he did in this scenario. I wonder if you could get Pumpkinhead to do like your laundry. Like you you sell your soul out to this witch lady and she, I command you to wash these dishes.
It feels like a very specific legend.
Yeah.
When they finally get around to it, it's like, it's these exact set of circumstances in which Pumpkinhead can be conjured. That's it.
It will only work on kids named Gary who have Kawasaki G28s.
Right.
Not the G29. He doesn't do G29 bikers. Only G28s.
I personally would have liked it better had he come out and spit seeds like bullets at people.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been cool, and then he could just reload by shoving another pumpkin in his head.
Dude, that would be sweet.
like
That's a good idea.
and then he just starts killing these bikers with pumpkin seeds, like right in the eye as they're going by.
Yeah.
He's just kind of standing there, and he spits seeds at them, and they get it in the eye, and then they crash their motorcycles horribly into a tree.
And he loses focus and then kind of like, well, I killed those guys. What do I do? And he just goes to Sturgess and is just pumpkining random bikers from then on, whether they're nice guys or not. Knocks a lady off the back.
We got to take this. This is a reboot idea for the Pumpkinhead franchise.
Right.
It's got its finger on the pulse. It's going to be, there's a lot of social commentary in there. There's a lot of stuff about mass shootings. Things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could steal the biker's clothes after the biker crashes in the tree, right? He could put on the biker's jacket because he's walking around naked for this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Get
the
himself
Terminator?
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
your boots, your gloves, and your jacket. And
Yeah.
and your sunglasses. God damn it.
And, he could start killing people for, their chaps. He's like, those are some nice chaps. And he
I like
starts,
your chaps.
I like your chaps. And he just starts fucking
Schwarzenegger
killing
now.
people. And then he's like, I like those saddlebags. So, he just kind of, and maybe he could shoot out a few tires with his pumpkin seeds. I'm just saying, really, maybe hit a gas tank and have some explosions.
Teams up with Peter Fonda and goes on a road trip through psychedelia.
Yeah. And then, eventually he'll get a little pumpkin lady. Like he'll get one of the dead biker chicks and he'll
She
put a
could-
pumpkin on her head
she
and
could
then
be-
they can,
She could be pumpkin tits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's hot. And then,
Right.
but with pumpkins for boobs.
But not the good ones. Those weird ones that are still left now.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
misshapen
like
one. Yeah.
The ones that have like
The warts on them.
Yeah. And they're,
barnacles all over them and shit.
you could almost call them round.
Kinda.
Almost. So Pumpkinhead, it's a do from me. I really liked it.
I give it a do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it if you haven't. It is not stupid like I thought it was going to be.
That one guy looks like Tim Heidecker.
Which one guy?
The guy that kind of had curly hair that they locked in the
yeah,
closet.
yeah,
for half the
right.
movie?
He kind of does look like Tim
Looks a
Heidecker.
lot like him. I couldn't get it out of my head.
Moving on. A movie that I was surprised I had never seen because I love bum movies about bums. I just like street trash and
Yeah.
well, pretty much just street trash.
trash.
C.H.U.D. I had never seen C.H.U.D, and it's a bad movie staple. I mean, like it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And like everybody's in this movie.
Well, John Hurt.
Isn't John Goodman in it?
Yeah.
John
John Goodman's
is
in it.
In it for about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Jay Leno's in it. As one of the cops.
No, I don't think Jay Leno was in it. What's his name though? God, I'm blanking on his name. What's his name? Daniel Stern.
Oh,
Daniel
yeah,
Stern
Daniel
was in
Stern,
it.
yeah.
As well. So, 1986, about a government agency that's in charge of nuclear waste, of course, plants all of their old toxic stuff underneath the streets of New York, where the bums live, and the bums get irradiated and become essentially mutants. Well, they're not even mutants. They're fucking monsters, is what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They've
then they
got
kill people.
claws and
Glowing eyes. I guess that's the radiation. Like, that's why their eyes glow.
well, they need to glow because they're down in the fucking sewer.
Yeah.
There's not like there's
that's
any
true.
light bulbs down there,
Right.
so they have to evolve into, got to give himself a chance.
Yeah. I really liked C.H.U.D. That should go without saying because it is fucking awesome, and I'm an idiot for never having seen it.
I personally like that nobody believes anybody until the little girl shows up and her grandpa's been killed in the phone booth. And then they find this little girl with a suitcase. And instead of being like, no, she's just an orphan, it would be like, my grandpa was attacked by a monster. And everybody's like, shut up, kid. Okay, maybe she's right. Maybe we should start paying attention now to that weirdo who runs the homeless shelter.
Yeah, the whole movies like this typically focus on the monsters, but really the villain, the whole movie, was this guy who's in charge of the government's nuclear waste.
The fat cat.
Yeah, the fat cat who's trying to hide this all, keep it. He doesn't want Congress investigating anything.
This movie gets at the root of problems.
It does.
It doesn't deal with the symptoms.
The surface stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a serious movie for serious people.
It's literally going all the way below the surface.
Right.
In the
Underground.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you really
You-
think that people live underground in New York? Is that a
Probably.
real thing?
Yeah, I would think so. Bums?
I don't
Why
know.
not? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, I think it'd be warm, right? Because
Yeah.
poop is.
Because you know, you poop.
Hey, Gary, it's getting cold. Could you take another steaming deuce?
Dude,
Yeah, because hot air, you know.
come on, warm me up, buddy.
Oh my god! Now I gotta feel bad.
The
that I-
bums are like all gathered around a bucket of
Steaming.
poo.
Pile of shit.
Can you light your own shit on fire? Because that would
Yeah,
be.
dude, that's what you do to old people. You put poo in a bag and then light it on fire on the doorstep.
Look at that old person. I know what we'll do to them. A lot of fucking nerve being so old.
To the
around
Taco
me.
Bell. Reload. Yeah, I don't see why people wouldn't live, I wonder if it's more interesting to think about if people live in the catacombs of Paris. You ever seen pictures of the catacombs down there?
Isn't that a bunch of skulls?
There's 2 million bodies down there. 2 million bodies underneath the city of Paris.
And
That's
someone's
not-
like, this make a nice studio apartment.
Yeah, let's start crapping here and getting warmed up.
Well, I mean, technically, you could use those skulls for like candle holders.
But you'd have to.
Yeah, because I mean, you wouldn't. There's just so many things you could do with a skull.
Quoting Shakespeare.
Yeah,
Right.
practicing your acting career.
Yeah.
You could have
Practice
like
for auditions
bowling.
down there. It's a rehearsal space.
And it's warm.
How many starving artists are living in the catacombs?
Yeah, exactly. So Chud, do for me. Jackie?
I'm gonna give it a do.
Okay.
I especially like the ending,
Yeah.
or just ends.
It just ends. I'm disappointed because Chud 2 is currently only available online to buy. I can't stream it. So I got to know what happens with the Chud. You ever seen Chud 2?
Yeah. It's not really related, but it's a riot.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Does it take place in New York?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Informative.
It's been a long time, and I have no memory.
Okay.
all right.
Who am
The
I?
advice
But I
from the
remember
bearded
being-
guy.
It being really funny.
Who am I? How did I get here?
Bud the Chud.
Yeah, Bud the Chud.
Yeah.
Right. All right, moving on. We've got another movie on Prime and Tubi TV called The Gate from 1986, starring a child Stephen Dorff, who usually stinks ass. And he did good enough here to, I guess, have a career where he can go on and stink ass.
Yeah.
I like the friend. What was his name?
I don't know.
His name's Lewis, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know his real name. Or is that his real name? I think that is his real name.
Yeah, the redhead kid with the glasses.
Because Jeff and I wrote a screenplay called Grossface.
Right. Oh, yeah. Big fan of Grossface.
And there's a character in there named Lewis that I believe we named after the actor that played that part.
Okay.
Because the character is basically that character.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
Dude,
ripped
I
off from The
loved
Gate.
I loved that character.
Yeah,
Like, because
it's the
this whole movie has this 80s Goonies-esque feeling to it. Like you could almost stick these kids in, you know, a Stephen King Stand By Me type novel.
Yeah.
They're just wholesome middle America young guys that are having fun and not worried about getting murdered by demons. And
Like most people.
and then this Lewis kid is super into heavy metal.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's fucking cool.
He's a metal nerd.
He's a cool kid.
Dude, he's got a fucking bitchin' stereo in his bedroom.
Bitchin'
Which
stereo.
kid didn't want that when they were growing up?
He's
Who?
kind of like a latchkey kid. Like
Yeah.
his parents are never around.
Right.
He can just do whatever the hell he wants. You got to be friends with this kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's implied that he's not super popular, but I would be like, can I hang out with you today?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'd be like, fuck no, you're not cool enough. So either way, these kids, Stephen Dorff, his buddy, and his sister end up opening up like a gate to hell in their backyard
Right.
by
Stealing a geode.
stealing, a fucking geode. Like that's how this whole thing gets started. They find a geode and they're like, sweet geode, dude. And then they accidentally listen to a heavy metal record that summons.
No accident. This is no accident. Badass.
Yeah, it's badass, but it mistakenly summons the little demons from hell that are about
And they are
4 inches
amazing.
tall. They're awesome.
And I always thought they were claymation, stop motion, or something.
They look pretty good for
and they are
1986.
not.
Yeah.
They are human beings in suits and
Right.
forced perspective, and they look incredible.
They do, and there's a ton of them.
Love them.
And yeah, I mean, it's as good as what Peter Jackson did in Lord of the Rings.
Better.
But it's better because it all takes place inside, in
Yeah.
interiors. Like they had to build a house so that they could shoot this forced perspective around these hundreds of little dudes.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah, I loved The Gate.
Yeah, the gate's the best.
I like that the dog comes back at the end.
Right.
But I thought it was really creepy. I will say that the most creeped out I got during this movie was when rock and roll friend, right, is Lewis is dancing with his dead mom, and then the dead mom turns into a dead dog.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, it'd be so damn traumatizing
Oh,
if you
yeah.
were that age. Like,
Again.
my mommy loves me, and then it's some mangy old dead dog.
That's how badass Lewis is he doesn't become a basket case and like need to go into a rubber room. That's how cool he is.
He's the coolest, and he's the star of the gate too. Like, it's
Oh, okay.
his character that they follow.
Right on.
He is not Lewis though.
Oh, nice
Trying
work.
His real name is Lewis Tripp,
Okay.
but he's Terry.
Terry.
Terry,
that's right,
oh,
yeah.
okay.
Terry. Terrence Chandler is his character's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had
to. I was like,
Good
we
thing
should
you looked
probably
that up,
stop.
because we're like, Lewis, whoever that fucking kid was. You know, the redhead kid.
I don't know how this movie's not a bigger deal.
Yeah, right.
Like, not some kind of cult classic.
Yeah, this should be a deal.
It should be.
It's super cool, super 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe they buried it because of the satanic scare.
The Satanic Panic. Oh, we're going to talk about that here in a little bit as well, Jackie.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that I wouldn't have been allowed to watch because it's horrific. There's kids that get sucked into the walls, and again, the visions that they have are pretty gruesome and
The dead guy
horrific.
that comes through
Yeah.
the wall.
right.
That would freak me the fuck out if I was that kid's age.
Mm-hmm.
Like, trying to watch this
yeah.
movie.
Right.
I would never want to sleep next to a wall or sit
No.
there in the dark by a wall ever again.
It
Right.
could happen to me now. I wouldn't never do it again. I'd swear off walls.
If a man comes through a wall, yeah, I think it'd
That's
fuck
it
you up.
for walls. Walls are right out.
Oh,
Oh,
um, Tents only.
We gotta move.
We need a glass house so people can throw stones.
Just want a roof. No walls.
A floating roof. I'm gonna live in a carport.
Yeah. But a gazebo.
Okay. All right. Last but not least, on Amazon Prime, speaking of Stephen King, sometimes they come back,
Oh yeah.
which isn't good. I'm just gonna go right to it. No, I did not like it. It is mid-90s Stephen King short story that has this very made-for-TV movie feeling to it.
And it is.
And it is.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And
Okay, but again, having been watching every Stephen King adaptation as I
Right.
have been,
right.
I got to this one, and I feel like it's a cut above a lot of the made-for-TV stuff, at least.
Okay. All right.
It moves pretty good. It doesn't drag.
Yeah,
a
right,
lot of that stuff
right,
kind of does.
yeah.
And maybe it's just from watching the glut of all of it. I felt it was a little bit better than a lot of that stuff.
It's still
But
has-
it's not very good.
It's not, and it's not very fun either. It's a lot of that Stephen King like reflection. Like almost every Stephen King movie has some sort of like, oh, this all happened when I was a child, and I must flash back and show
Yeah.
you everything that has brought me to this point in life again and again and again and again and again in his movies or books. And
I feel that was a big thing in the 80s. Anyway, this came out in early 90s, I guess, but it was but still the story did. Where a lot of these artists were, kids of the 50s. And
Yeah.
so everything was kind of like drenched in this 1950s nostalgia in the 80s.
right.
And Stephen King, a lot of them, especially maybe that was that time period. Maybe he was at that point in life where that's what you do. You're
just-
reflecting on
I wish I was a kid again.
when I was growing
the good
up.
old days.
Really? The good old days
weren't
where
very good.
dudes
No.
walk around with leather jackets and try to kill you if you're under 14?
Yeah, his wasn't very.
Yeah.
He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
His nostalgia wasn't very. Maybe Stand By Me, but
Yeah,
even
there you
that's
go.
tinged with darkness.
Yeah,
and-
I mean, it's
Right.
about-
Older kids trying to fucking kill you.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
not
going
fun.
to the whole thing's about death.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about death.
Yeah. Does have that great puking scene though.
It does. I took part in that pie eating contest.
Did you?
In fucking name of the town now, in Oregon, where they shot the town that plays Castle Rock, Oregon, in
Okay.
Stand By Me.
Okay.
It's their big claim to fame.
Huh.
And it's a cute little town. Everything's still there, and so they've like made it their big deal. And they had like at the 30th, I think it was the 30th anniversary. So like 3 years ago, I think. They had a big celebration, and they had a dance, and there was all this shit going on. It's an old car show in the
Oh,
park,
cool.
but they had a blueberry pie eating contest, so I entered the pie eating contest.
Uh-huh.
How'd you
did
do?
it. Oh, I realized really early on that I wasn't going to do well.
I don't like pie.
because I could tell that some of these guys were serious, and I was like, well, I'm not competing with these guys because I can't do this.
They're
Like,
pros.
they've probably been training
Right.
and shit, And then I started eating it. I had my face in the pie. And I was eating it, and I was like, "Fuck, this is a really good pie." Because it was this certain place came and provided all the pies, and they were like promoting themselves, and I was like, Jesus Christ! And I looked over, and this guy's like, "Whoa!" just going to town, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Well, I'm not winning this, so all right."
I'm
And I
going to
just
enjoy this pie.
Enjoyed the pie. I made a show, like I looked like I was trying to win, but I was just trying to eat the
Trying
pie.
to enjoy some pie.
So, how many
was
pies
good.
did you get down?
No one did more than one.
Oh.
Really?
There's no way.
Huh.
There's no way.
I
What
thought
about
you
those
had it
people
as,
that eat like
3?
56 hot dogs?
Yeah.
Well, you're dunking that in water, just shoving them in your mouth, and it's fucking gross. You ever watch that? It's so disgusting.
the Japanese guy that wins every year, splitting the hot dogs in half and eating them side by side. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's gross.
Oh my God.
But pies, and then you got to like go. If you do finish one, you got to be like done. The judge has come over and make sure you've eaten enough of
Uh-huh.
everything.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know. I'm like, there's no way.
So did anybody puke?
No,
Oh, it's
it's a big disappointment.
Yeah. You go for the puke.
How
not the
did
pie.
you fare? Did you get like third?
I don't know if they did places or just
Oh.
gave the winner
I
or
just-
whatever.
I just walked away when I was done with my pie.
I was just like, well, that was money well spent. I enjoyed that pie immensely. Please come back and see me eat pie next year, everybody. Thank you. Good night. I acted like that's why they were there.
yeah, we're gonna have to find out when that is and go, Jax.
It's usually in July.
Yeah,
It's in Brownsville.
Okay, right on.
And it's great.
Huh.
And they have a penny in the middle of the road where Vern finds a penny at the end. In that same spot, they got a penny there. It's like, lacquered over or whatever
Right.
they do with it
Uh-huh.
to keep it permanent there.
Yeah.
Which I think is really nice and a very dangerous idea.
Yeah, right.
I wonder how many people have been hit on that road. Is that where you're going?
Damn
Like,
penny.
But they have it all set up now, and they've got plaques now for so you can see where things were. And the Coke sign that they painted on the mural on the side of the wall, they've kept that all these years.
Oh,
so
sweet.
It's still there.
Right.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice little
We'll
town.
have to check that out.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking about sometimes they come back.
Oh yeah, Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King.
yeah, we're like, oh, this was much more interesting pie eating contest story than the
pretty much.
actual movie.
Sorry about that.
Pretty much. Desperate for a job to help support his family, Jim Norman takes a position teaching high school in the town where his brother was murdered in front of him by teenage bullies 27 years before. The teens who committed the crime are long dead, but now the kids in Jim's new class keep dying and being replaced by new students who look like the deceased hoodlums, which was the dumbest part about this whole fucking movie, because I couldn't tell if he knew that, hey, kid, you're that guy from 27 years ago, because he doesn't act like it. He's just like, you're kind of an asshole.
Yeah, because you'd be like, you would never expect to see that, right?
Uh-huh.
Because that would be crazy.
A spooky ghost coming into your classroom, yeah.
Yeah, so he wouldn't immediately think that, but also he looks exactly like he did.
Exactly.
In
Same
the
clothes.
same clothes and everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then another kid gets killed, and so another one of these
Yeah,
West
once
Side
there's
Story
two, I'd
bubble.
definitely be like, hey, wait a minute
There's
here.
these greases are multiplying.
This is crazy.
And when you just say at that point, like, look, you could stop killing other kids. I can get 2 more desks.
Yeah.
If this is where this is
Right.
going, and you're bringing back your other 2 friends.
I didn't
You guys
understand
wanted
the
my
rules.
class this bad?
Yeah, like it didn't. None of the rules made sense because it's implied at the beginning that in order for one of the spooky ghosts to come back, they have to kill somebody so that they can take their place, kind of. But then later, another one comes back before they kill somebody. So why don't just go in there? And why even bother with killing the kids? You don't have anything with these.
Yeah, but
Your
why
issues
bother
the
with
brother.
any of
Why
it?
bother with any of it?
Because they need a place to sit in class.
Yeah, but that's only so that because
Sometimes
they're trying
they come back to finish their education.
right.
This is the horror version of higher
Sometimes
education.
they come back for their GED.
I will compliment it in 2 places. I did think that the effects, the makeup and gore was done pretty well.
Pretty good.
They chop up a guy, and it's pretty silly. They just instantly chop him up and chuck him out a car window. And then every now and then they get gross face.
Yeah.
And I liked the gross faces that they get.
Yeah.
But, the movie itself was super stupid, and I did not
It is
enjoy
stupid.
it. So it's a don't from me.
I'm going to say it's a do if you're a Stephen King fan.
Yeah, I guess.
But if you're just looking for something to watch, it's a don't.
Yeah. Tucker?
If you were going through every Stephen King adaptation,
Like some kind of weirdo
Like
with a
some
beard.
Fucking
Idiot.
weirdo.
some idiot, then definitely do it. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think so. There's no reason to watch this unless you're watching every single Stephen King movie.
Right.
And
And
or
then
you
just
really
watch,
love Tim Matheson.
that. Or just watch Stand By Me twice and pretend that there's spooky ghosts in Stand By Me.
Yeah.
That'll work. Yeah.
That's what I should do is I should like go through once I'm all done and knock everything off the Stephen King list that I think is bullshit and replace it with Stand By Me.
Right.
And then give that out as the list of like, if you're going to watch every Stephen King movie,
This is just Stand
just
By
do
Me.
this list.
Over and over and over. I have to watch Stand By Me 10 times in a row.
You'll thank me.
Yeah, you'll thank me. All right, Tucker. Why don't you tell us what stuff you have seen recently?
I watched The Lighthouse.
Okay.
By I think his name's Robert Eggers. Anyway, he's the director of the movie The Witch that came out a few years ago.
The Vitch.
The Vivitch.
Yeah.
Which I really liked as well. This one's really good as well, but it's got a like real like silent movie type aspect ratio.
Okay.
And it's black and white, and the imagery is really great. And it's just about these two guys in like 19th century keeping this lighthouse, and they kind of get stuck there and they go mad.
Okay.
And it's crazy.
Who's in it?
Willem Dafoe
Oh, yes.
and Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
And they're both fucking rad.
Yeah,
So
well,
good.
you said Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all
he's
you gotta say.
amazing.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that. Lighthouses are spooky inherently, so doing...
I'd love to live in a lighthouse.
I would
especially if
not.
it had a spooky ghost.
Dude, what?
Yeah, because then you'd be like, come over to my house. To people you didn't like, and then you'd be like, all right, spooky ghosts, trip them as they're going down the stairs.
Well, this lighthouse is on some rock.
Yeah. Don't come
No
over.
one's coming over.
Yeah, I'll just take
That's
my
the
rowboat
problem.
over. Yeah.
They eventually start drinking the lamp oil
Ugh.
Jesus.
because they're trying to stay drunk.
And then
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
I'm going to light your fart on fire because
Right.
you
There's
drank
a
lamp.
lot of farting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of poop in it.
Right. Keep them warm.
It's real gross. There's some mermaid stuff in it.
Yeah. And by mermaids,
and
you
it's
mean
mermaids.
porpoises.
No mermaids.
Okay.
And I mean,
You think it's a mermaid.
there's lots of sea shanties.
It's really
You
just
can
a normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of that. You're getting drunk and like there's lots of masturbation in it. Tentacles.
Tentacles.
Tentacle porn.
Giving you like a
No, just
audio trailer. The Lighthouse. That's what you just cut that together on my description.
Watch Willem Dafoe beat off for half an hour
Yeah.
while drunk.
Yeah.
Dude, but can
Academy
you get a
Award
better
winning.
job than being a lighthouse, dude?
You can't get a worse job, Jackie.
Because you could just be out there, and if you were an alcoholic, that'd be fucking rad. You just set your alarm to go off when the sun's going down, so you can run up there, turn on the lighthouse thingy, and then keep drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you should go see this movie. There's so much more to do.
I think we should probably watch
It's
this
a
movie. You need
miserable existence.
you need a lighthouse education, Jackie.
Well, what about treasure hunting?
It could be better now.
Treasure hunting.
Yeah, because wonder if, like, you know, a pirate ship washed up on shore and you were like, arr, and then you went down with your metal detector and found some gold and...
Yeah. What if that scenario happened? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. In that case, in that very specific and unusual case, that would be pretty cool. But I don't think that happens.
I mean, I had the same feeling though. I was like, yeah, lighthouse keeper. I could do that. And fucking stay away from everybody.
Right.
Just hang out of this house and
Yeah, get
maintain
high.
The light. Yeah, it'd be great. And yeah, and I still feel that way. Like as long as I don't have to do it in the 19th century with Willem Dafoe.
I don't think we have
I'm good.
lighthouse keepers now, do we?
Probably not.
Yeah, I
Everything's
wouldn't
so
want to have to
automated.
poop in a bucket and, like, throw it over to the side of the cliff or anything. I'd want it to have, like, you know, at least plumbing.
So there's a scene where Robert Pattinson's carrying both their poo buckets
Mm-hmm.
on this windy cliff.
Okay.
To go throw it, and he totally like
Yeah. Spills a little.
he like
Oh, he
John Goodman,
yeah, he
Big
pulls out-
Lebowski's himself. With the
Oh,
shit
no!
and piss.
I have got to see this movie.
It's miserable, but it's really it's you know, if you saw The Witch, I guess you kind of know what you're in
Yeah,
for.
right.
You know, he tries for like real historical, you know, with the language and everything to be as accurate as he can. And it's black and white. And it's beautiful. It kind of brought to mind like Eraserhead sometimes, like
Really?
stuff like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really good.
Huh.
And I saw Satanic Panic
Okay.
at the Idaho Horror Festival a couple weeks ago or whatever.
That's a real movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Unfortunately, it's not about Satanic Panic.
Oh, bummer.
In the 80s, which
Yeah.
is a fascination of mine anyway.
Yeah, it's
which
pretty
is why I
wild.
like the Lewis Tripp's character
Right.
Terry in
Right.
the Gate so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Because of that. But Satanic Panic, it's about a girl who has a job delivering pizzas, and she gets called to take all these pizzas to this rich house in this rich neighborhood.
Mhm.
She doesn't even have enough money to get gas back on her little scooter, and they stiff her on the tip.
Nice.
And so she goes into the house trying because they won't answer the door, and they're having a party. And it turns out that this is a bunch of Satanists, and they're led by Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, wait. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And Jerry O'Connell's in it for a minute. Vern.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Verno.
Uh-huh.
Thomas Paul said to me, he says, or was it Jeff. I don't know. Anyway, I said, Rebecca Romaine's in it. And they said, Stamos? And I said, no, it's not Stamos. It hasn't been Stamos for a long time. She's now Rebecca Romaine, fat kid from Stand By Me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's her name. But it was fun. It's a horror comedy, you know. And then she becomes their target for their, like, to birth Baphomet that they're going to conjure that night.
Jesus, she's going to have a tough night.
Because she turns out to be a virgin.
Oh, great.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And Jerry O'Connell's like, I'll take care of that. And she doesn't go for it. Anyway, that was fun.
Okay.
And I saw the Child's Play reboot remake thing.
And?
Okay, so I love the Child's Play movies.
Absolutely.
And I really like the last few since
I thought the one with his with Darif's daughter, I can't remember her name, where she goes nuts.
Yeah,
was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Totally. And I really liked what they were doing with it, and that's continuing, I guess, because that's I can't remember the guy's name now that created Chucky, but he got control of that and was doing and is still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the studio decided to do this instead, and I was like, ew.
Yeah.
But then I watched it and I was like, this is kind of a cool now adaptation of it. And I'm like, as long as it's not throwing old Chucky out, I'm okay with it.
Other than they threw Chucky out because it's Mark Hamill instead of Brad Dourif.
Yeah,
which
but
is a slap in the face because Brad Dourif is Chucky.
Yeah, but he's still going to be Chucky as far
in
as
this
I know,
other
in the
version
other
of
series that's still going on.
Weird.
Yeah, because I think they're doing a TV series together.
Oh, really? Wow.
I think.
Okay.
I think that's the plan. So I think that iteration of Chucky will continue. I
Good.
don't know that this one will. I don't know how it did or whatever.
I don't think it did very good.
But I thought it was fun.
Okay. All right.
And
so
I was like, okay, this isn't even really, it's not even supernatural. Like, he's not, it's not the same story. It's more about, like, they're like, what if we took this idea but applied it to, like, smart technology now and, like, how everything's connected to everything else. And this doll has that, and someone gets pissed off and takes away its controls.
Oh, wow.
And is like, take away its violence inhibitors and all that and sends it out.
So it's essentially Skynet. You've got a Terminator doll.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Huh.
And it can use anything it can connect with to Bluetooth to kill you.
Okay.
So it's
we're
kinda
going to have to
fun.
watch that, Jax. That's an interesting... I did not know that. I thought that they were just straight up remaking the first one. And I'm like... Because that's what they do with all the other fucking movies.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, and I hate it.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it.
I wish they hadn't... Because his name's not Chucky at first, you know, and they're like buddy dolls or
Steve.
whatever.
Steve
and
doll.
I don't think he has a name.
Okay.
And then he like picks Chucky just for no reason. And I was like, well, that just feels like a stupid wink is all it is.
Right.
So I was like, there was no reason for that.
There's no reason to
Doesn't
not.
have to
Why
be
wouldn't he
Chucky.
not have a name?
Yeah. And why couldn't you have, like, if you're going to do this, it could exist in the same universe even, you know,
Yeah,
just
right.
another doll.
Right.
But anyway,
Huh.
it's just, you know, but I thought, you know, overall it's a fun movie.
Okay. I think it's out on DVD
Yeah, you can
now.
rent it now.
Yeah, we might have to do that, Jackie. We should probably wait for Sam, though.
You guys might hate it, though.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm probably going to like it because
Yeah.
I love the Chucky movies.
I like everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty
Take
amicable.
all my recommendations with a grain of salt.
Because I just am going to say, I
I'll
love it.
sit through anything, and I'm like, I love movies.
Birdemic, best ever.
It was so good, guys. Good job.
Okay.
So I have my recommendation
Yes,
here.
go ahead.
I watched The Lodgers. It is on Amazon,
Okay.
I believe, or Netflix. I don't know. Anyway, you know, they all blend together after a while,
Right.
after several drinks.
Right.
After several drinks, you're not sure what fucking channel you're on.
Doesn't
So,
matter.
yeah, you're like, oh, this looks good.
I was listening to the radio?
Yeah. Wow, I gotta stop drinking those White Claws. So I it's about this boy and a girl, and they're orphans, but they're fucking rich, and they live in this house on the hill, and they come to be 18, but they can't leave the house. It's called the Lodgers for a reason, because there's this spooky ghost that won't let them leave. That's
Okay.
the whole premise of the movie. But she falls in love with some rando from town that wanders up there, and it's not good.
Okay.
Now, I'm just gonna stop there.
Is the ghost just lonely?
Yeah,
Is
the ghost is like,
don't go. Please.
the ghost is like, I'll give you a parakeet. Like this bird, this rando bird, like they're like, we should leave. And then this rando bird shows up and they're like, well, we can't leave now because now we've got a pet bird.
We've got a bird.
Got a bird to think about.
Yeah, we can't just fucking leave now. I got this rando bird.
What a stupid movie.
It was really dumb.
Was it?
And then the
So bad?
solicitor comes and he's like, look, you're broke. You can't live here anymore. And the house is like, fuck you, and kills him.
But bird.
Yeah, they're my friends.
You gotta have them.
Not gonna be alone again.
Yeah. And the brother's like, you apologize to the house right now. What? This house like just starts
apologize. That's the house's voice.
And you're like, fuck your walls. I'm not doing walls anymore.
That's right. Those walls are haunted. Walls are no good.
Yeah.
Walls are bad. All right, so last but not least, we're going to have a round of pop quiz hotshot.
Nice.
The rules are you must verbally buzz in. First person to get the answer right gets a point. Jackie, you are going to be scorekeeper for this round because I do a terrible job of it.
Keeping score. It's a theme song for keeping score segment.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on.
T for Tucker and J for Jackie. All right, we're ready.
Okay. Child actress DeVay. She's named after a couch blanket.
Duvet.
Okay. DeVay Chase played the cursed girl Samara Morgan from the 2000 movie Blank.
Buzz.
The
Ring.
The Ring is
What
correct.
is the ring?
The Ring is correct. 1 point for Tucker. The interesting side note is she was also the voice of Lilo in Disney's Lilo and Stitch.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, not very many people know that.
That's why that movie's so terrifying.
Yep. Horrific.
Hey, are these all going to be like the names of the actors? Because I don't know anybody's name.
The key thing was Samara, Jackie, the character's name, not the actor or actress. Samara.
I didn't know that it was called. Okay, whatever. I thought that it was just called Girl from the TV.
Girl from the TV. Great film title.
Oh, I don't know. That sounds scary.
Ooh, Christy Brinkley, I'm in.
It's about Vanna White.
Okay. Jamie Lee Curtis. You know who Jamie Lee Curtis is, Jackie, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's from the Activia yogurt commercials.
Yeah, right. And has yeah, that's
Buzz, so that you can poop all the time. Activia.
I award you no point.
all
Was
right.
paid $8,000 for her role as Laurie Strode.
Buzz. Halloween.
Halloween.
What is
Damn it.
Halloween?
Come on,
I was
Jackie.
gonna let him. Okay, fine, Tucker. If I know now that I can just buzz in early,
I
I'm-
watch
I'm
a lot
gonna-
of Jeopardy. I see them on the buzzer like,
Yeah.
they're like, come on, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is a competition, Jackie. This is real shit.
Okay. Now I don't know that I don't have to wait for you to finish the thing. You are fucking going down,
okay.
Tucker.
I mean, whatever the rules are, I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
It's
Mhm.
literally called Pop Quiz, Hot Shot. You don't get Hot Shot at the end of your name if you're
Right.
just sitting there being like, what am I up to? Come on, Hot Shot.
Fine. Okay. I'm gonna prove it. Here we go.
Okay. Blank.
Oh wait, I buzzed too early.
What is a movie?
What is a movie? I just saw Tucker going for his imaginary buzzer, and I thought he knows already. I gotta buzz in.
I didn't touch it.
Okay. All right.
The answer is words. Oh shit, I don't have the answer for this one.
I'll know it.
Okay, we're gonna have to skip that one.
Oh man.
7 cats were used to play the part of Church in the film.
Buzz.
Ooh, close, Jackie, but Tucker got
Damn it.
What is Pet Cemetery?
Pet
Alex?
Cemetery. Heck yeah.
Cemetery.
Church is the best.
Bastard.
I like Church. Did you see the new Pet Cemetery?
No,
No.
we didn't. We're huge
I want-
fans of the original.
Me
song,
too.
But
It's interesting.
okay.
Oh,
the new
okay.
one? Huh.
It
All right.
takes
Told you should have let me watch that.
Friend of the show, Jack, said, it was just meh.
Maybe.
Well, we're going to have to line that up, too.
I thought it took an interesting. It changed the story in an interesting way.
Instead of wearing a Lord Pompadour's outfit at the end, Baby Gage is dressed like MC Hammer.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
it's a weird
exactly
twist.
it. But I thought it really, I don't know, weighed on me heavy.
Okay. Why is Baby Gage wearing hammer pants? I don't get it. What's the connection?
Just made me think. I couldn't shake it for days. Hammer pants.
I mean, he looks cool, but terrible dancer.
It's true to the spirit of the book.
The original working title of the 1988 film Blank was Bloody Buddy.
Buzz. Oh.
My Bloody Valentine.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
What is Child's Play?
Child's Play!
Damn it.
Woo! You're going to have to make
I think you gave him all these before we started.
hell of a comeback here, Jackie.
Fuck, how many more questions we got?
Maybe not enough, but speaking of Child's Play, what is Chucky's full name in the Child's Play series? Jackie.
Chucky. Chuck. Oh. Chuckarama. Fuck, I don't know.
Chuckster. Tucker.
Who is Charles Lee Ray?
That is correct.
Damn it.
I needed you to do that so I could figure it out.
I'm like, Chuck. His name
what the
is
hell was
Chuck.
his name?
Chuckarama. This is a multiple choice one, so I'm going to give you some options.
Okay.
But I need you. How are we going to do this?
I'm gonna wing
Can we
it.
buzz in? We have to listen to all the options first?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so as soon as we hear one.
Which killer killed the most people in his movie career? You don't know who any. I mean, if you want to go ahead, but this is your
Freddy.
answer. Nope, Freddy is incorrect. Good thing you waited for all of them.
Hitler.
I don't know, honestly. This person's killed maybe more than Hitler. Ghostface from Scream.
No.
Freddy Krueger. No. Michael Myers. Jason Voorhees. And Candyman. Tucker.
I'm going to say Jason Voorhees.
Is correct.
Yes. Damn it.
Which, if Jackie would remember, he murders an entire space colony in Jason X.
That's true.
Filled with millions of people.
Right.
An unknown millions he has murdered.
Does he get credit for the holograms that he kills in Jason X?
Yeah, it's like 3.
Yeah.
See, and I
still count.
3
I
million.
blocked that
3.
movie out because I thought it was fucking dumb.
It's
Oh,
the best.
That's so good.
It's the best.
I'm like the only person that
Oscars!
doesn't like it.
Should have won Oscars.
All right.
Cronenberg was in it.
Yeah, Cronenberg was in it.
Stamp of approval.
Kubrick basically quit after it and was like, fuck it, I can't do this shit anymore.
He's like, I'm going to go back in time and die. Fuck it.
I think he died after that.
No.
Are you
It's
sure?
like 2 years before, I think.
Yeah.
He died in 99.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. God,
yeah.
time flies. Okay. Hey, what are the 3 rules for Mugwise according to the movie Gremlins? Tucker.
You know, they hate light.
Okay.
Keep them out of direct sunlight. It'll kill them.
Right.
Never get them wet.
Right.
And no matter what, how much they beg, how much they plead, no matter how bitchy they get, never, ever give them a plate of fried chicken after midnight.
Bing!
Check your clock wires. Make sure they haven't chewed through the clock wires.
Right. They will dupe you.
Set
Use
your
a
phone-
sundial.
They'll set your phone to like a different time zone. Little sneaky little shit.
Well, I didn't get a single thing right. Fuck.
We've got a bonus question here, Jackie.
All right.
And
all right.
I'm going to award 10 points for this.
Oh my God, you can take it all.
I know. Here we go.
Who directed Le Manoir du Diable? Translation, The House of the Devil. From 1896, the first horror movie ever made. Go ahead.
Robert Redford.
Yes, Robert Redford, the time traveler. It's not the worst guess, but it's better.
Jordan Peele.
It was a better guess than Chuckarama, but
Was it Chuckarama? Charles Arama.
Everybody in this room has heard of this person.
1896.
1896.
Thomas Edison.
No, good guess, but no, it was not Edison. It was
the Lumiere brothers.
It was somebody who worked for the Lumiere brothers.
Barnaby.
Jacques
Croissant
Jacques
fromage.
Pierre.
Jean
Pierre Franks.
Jean-Paul Chapeau. Jean-Paul hat.
No, guys, it was George Melius.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figured
Voyage
something.
to the Moon.
Yeah, Voyage to the Moon guy
Yeah.
directed the very first horror film. It was only 3 minutes long, but I
I'll have
watched
to
it.
check that out.
It
if
was
I can
pretty
find
cool.
The time.
It was pretty cool.
3 minutes. Well, you've got all those Stephen King movies you're trying to get through.
Is there an intermission?
It's cutting into your wall. It's cutting into your yelling at people at Walmart time.
It's true. I can watch it on my phone in between. Welcome to Walmart. Put on pants. Oh. This is delightful. Pants! Put on pants!
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and declare Tucker the winner of Pop Quiz Hotshot.
Yeah, I can concede.
That's all I have, guys. So I guess we're wrapping this shit up. Thanks for coming, Tucker.
Thanks for having
As
me.
always, we love having you on the show. We'll get you again when we actually have a movie to watch and discuss. And then, after that, maybe we should just get rid of Sam, Jackie. Should we just get rid of Sam?
No, we can't do that.
Oh, man.
He sometimes brings sandwiches, and we don't know that this one's going to bring
That's
sandwiches.
true.
I'm not good at bringing sandwiches.
Yeah, okay.
They call him Sando Sam for a reason.
That's true.
They don't call me anything.
Yeah, Tucker steals your toilet
No
paper
one-
when you're not looking.
No one calls me.
Old Tucky. That's the best anybody's ever said. Old Tuckaroo.
I got Tuckahoe.
Tucka.
I got Tuckahoe from certain people.
All right, guys. Enjoy your week. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.